talk and kind of did like two different ways to talk to people. He's like, you can't just talk to when people approach you. He said you should be talking to anyone that has a heartbeat, which I was like, he's like, anyone within 6 feet of you. I was like, okay. Trying to think. One thing that was kind of interesting to me too, with kind of 3 steps that he gave. Step 1 was inviting people when you go out, the invitation. The step 2 is the presentation. Step 3, follow up. And he said kind of when you're meeting with people and they start asking a ton of questions right when they want to know about Herbalife, and he said, no, like go do presentation at your location. So if someone comes up to you and asks all these questions right away, just be like, no, we'll meet at my place at 6 o'clock later. And
so you're like, more so what he's saying out of that is like, so you're prepared. Like don't let anybody take advantage of like where you're at to try to like nitpick Herbalife, but they, but in the end they, they're actually looking for help. Because if you're around a bunch of people that aren't really interested versus that person, it might drown him or her away. So when it's time to talk about, if they're interested in Herbalife, take them in a place where you're ready and you're prepared to give them all of your time and all of your attention versus, anybody else outside throwing you off. And that was really cool. Anything else?
One other thing too, which we run into a lot in the Green Bay area, is you kind of going to Herbalife where obviously people buy their plan right away, and he said you get paid up front for a job yet done. Our job is to get them results, not just to get them on a plan, shoot them off with their products and see you later. That's kind of what we run into with some of the clubs doing that in Green Bay, that you have to work with them until they get their results.
Well, that's going to be the reason why when you guys open up your club that you're going to have the most people and one of the most popping spots in Green Bay and all of Wisconsin. Yeah. All right. Appreciate the share. First off, my name is Stephen Crawford. Been a Herbalife member for 2.5 years now. Current Penn 2.5 global expansion team. And what I wanted to say today, well, I guess I really will piggyback off of what they were just saying about the presentation part. Rachel Anderson, she actually asked me this question last week when she was going out doing invites because, she was having trouble with setting up the invitation because people were like not in her area and she really didn't want to drive back and forth and blah, blah, blah. But I told her the same thing. And I've been hearing this since I became a member. You never do the presentation at the same time as the invitation. It's a 3-step process. You never do them together. So, people, she was really asking me like, man, I know it's people who will, talk to somebody in the streets and get them on a plan right away. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you can do that. And some people aren't gifted enough to do that. Or you might run into somebody who's actually willing to start. But I don't know if you guys are following Kenny Moore and Sarah. Sarah just said she had a girl who wanted to start right then. And what did she tell her to do? Okay, well, come to my club. Come. She invited her to the club, and she already had all the pamphlets and stuff set out, had the best day ever set up to go over everything with her. So a lot of us are rushing. If people want to rush into, I got to get this sale, I got to get this volume. When, with the better the presentation that you have, the longer that person is going to be around, because the more prepared you're going to be, the more information that you're going to actually be able to give them. So, one thing I really started to do myself this month as well was to just slow down and just take my time with my clients, because you want people to last. That's why most of my people who are, supervisors and World Team members now, they're the people that I took time with. They're the people who I, didn't just give them some products and walk away, or, didn't have my follow-up system with them. It was all about the invitation, and then we did our presentation, we did the wellness evaluation, and then we made sure that, every week for me, my follow-up day is today, and I think I'm going to switch to Wednesdays. I used to do the end of the week, but I think I'm going to do Sundays and Wednesdays as far as follow-up days. Just so I can get all my follow-up out of the way and make sure that I never miss anybody. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I just wanted to echo that point because I feel like it was a good point. What I want to talk to everybody about today, most of the supervisors got the video that I sent out to everybody about, a lot of my frontline got the video that I sent out about how I want the progression of, our group to be and our team to be. And for those of you who are brand new, I'll kind of give you all an overview of the history of this team in particular. And we are a pretty large team. You may not be able to tell from conversation and in attendance on calls, but we have close to 300 people in our organization, right? And we have 56 supervisors. Now, at one point in time earlier this year, we were an organization that was at 75,000 organizational volume points, which pretty much means we were right around millionaire team. We were about to hit that level, that bubble of millionaire team. And, everybody was about to change pens. There was a couple of people who were here who were about to be active world team. One person was about to be global expansion team. There was a lot of growth happening. And then a lot of feelings, people started to catch a lot of feelings about certain things. People started to feel some kind of way about it's just a whole bunch of stuff happened at one time. And we lost a lot of people. And what I'm here to tell you guys is just like, Kylie and Orlando said, you have to be willing to give your all to the people who show up, because they're going to be the ones, who stay in this forever. I guarantee you in February, this call and all the other calls will be doubled and tripled, New Year's resolutions. And it just happens every year. This is going on the third year for me to be around this time of year. But what I want everybody to understand is the opportunity. No matter how many trainings you go to, no matter how many calls you get on, no matter how many times you sit down and everything on the website, it all boils down to a will and effort. There could be somebody who doesn't know very much of anything about the products. There could be somebody who doesn't really know much of anything about getting people on plans. They may only know one plan. But if you have the will to actually want to do well in this company, and if you're willing to give effort, it doesn't matter how much you know. You guys know 30K executive president Tim Garen Jones. Everybody knows him, right? Everybody knows he's like one of the quintessential members in Herbalife, a guru. People praise him, right? Garen doesn't even know how to use his Go Herbalife website. Garen doesn't know about a whole bunch of different nutrition plans. He's not versed in nutrition. There are a whole lot of things that Garen does not know. But guess what? You'll never be able to tell it because of how excited he is. And this is what I was telling people on Wednesday's call. It all boils down to how excited you are when you go and talk to people. And like when Tim Hendricks was saying, talk to everybody. I think this is where a lot of people get confused. When we talk about talking to people, we're not saying go and present the Herbalife opportunity to everybody as soon as you say hello to them. It's literally just having a conversation. Because if they start talking to you, look, something's going to slip out their mouth and it's just going to give you a out and a reason to say something about Herbalife. And they're going to ask, oh, you do Herbalife? Does that stuff work? I want people to ask me that question. Everybody asks that question. And I've been playing with different responses for a year, but I actually heard, when I was out with Garen and Tara, Malia, and somebody says, does that stuff really work? And all he says is, have you ever tried it? And then the reason he asked that is, now you're going to get the reason, why this person is asking about Herbalife. Now you're going to figure out if they're even interested. And they said, yeah, does that stuff even work? Yeah, you want to try it? Now, who has a confidence? I've never even thought to say anything like that. Well, I think most of us get into that, what do we call the defense mechanism? Like, yeah, it did this for me. Da, 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 da. We get to defending it. We defend it instead of asking them, yeah, you want to try it? For $20, you can try it for 3 days and see if it works for you. It worked well for me. This is my 30-second story. This is what it did for me. And, for $20, you can see what it can do for you too. Maybe it might change your life. And that's a conversation when I know in the supervisor group, I told you guys that I was going to set an intention to talk to 5 people before I left the gym. And it wasn't, and I promise it wasn't a thing to where I was going in there and I was just trying to talk to everybody. I was just trying to be around and attract conversations. And I went in the sauna. I always go in the sauna with my shirt off. And I went in there and one guy was like, well, geez, now I got to put my shirt back on. That was a conversation. That was an icebreaker. And then I started talking to him and everybody in the sauna. But obviously, they want to know what I'm doing. And then when I walk into the locker room and I'm making my rebuild shake, this guy asked, I told you guys, he's like, are you all natural or are you on some herb or some what he says, on some protein? I'm like, well, that's kind of the same thing, my dude. Like protein isn't steroids. So, but I just get to talk to him then. And I'm like, this dude is so unknowledgeable. I'm about to change his life because he don't know what he's talking about. But these kind of things happen when you walk into a place or when you wake up or if you get in your car and go somewhere and you say, I'm going to attract conversations today. I'm going to attract 5 people that I just want to talk to today. Or I'm going to say good morning to 10 people today. You never know what that good morning can turn into. A lot of people are just staring at us with all our Herbalife stuff on and all our water bottles and all this branding, and they're just waiting to ask us a question. They're just waiting. And as soon as you say hi or good morning, they're like, hey, I like your whatever. I like your jacket. I like your water bottle. Oh, cool. Yeah, I got this because I was, I'm a Herbalife member and whatever the conversation is. But people are just waiting to be talked to. I just say hi to people because people stare at me all the time. I don't really know what it is. But people stare at me all the time. So I just say hi. And it just creates that icebreaker goes away. Now, what you all know is these Sunday calls are really, they're not so much, I want us to get away from training because we have enough calls during the week that are actually for training. These Sunday calls are more so vision setters. These calls are more so painting a bigger picture for you all. And this is one thing that I noticed from everybody. We don't really get excited for Herbalife promotions. Why? I have no idea. And I think it's just because it may start with me. I may have to be more excited about things. It may start from up top. But what we have to realize is I think our level of excitement just has to increase just a little bit because Herbalife gives us so much. I don't really know if anybody in my organization is excited that we were able to qualify for the Utah vacation, and it may be because we think we can't qualify for it. We may, but it's just not much. It's just not much conversation about it. There's not any conversation about the Herbalife vacation for next year. It's not conversation about the end of the year cash. Things like that. What I noticed because I'm in a whole bunch of other groups, they're excited about these things and they're pushing for it. You can do 10,000 volume points in a month and qualify to go to Utah. It's possible for everybody. People have qualified already for the Utah vacation. Do you know that you can do all 15,000 volume points next week if you really wanted to? If you really wanted to. We have to break through a precedent that we have set of normalcy. We have kind of leveled out on the level of just settling and being that it's and we're kind of like it's okay to, do my 1,000 volume points or my 2,500. It should never. I was thinking yesterday. It may feel like it's a little bit extra work. You may feel like we're stressing you out, and we may feel like we're asking a lot for you. But guess what? If you make it to the president's team, or if you make it to the millionaire team, I guarantee you will forget all the times that people were stressing you about getting on calls. You forget about all the times where things were hard for you. Because life is different. I'm looking at Super Mario. Just take these people, for instance. Super Mario goes and does a training, hops on a flight, goes to Seattle just to watch a football game, sits front row, goes and has a 5-course dinner, flies back home. Day trips. Garen Jones, able to stay in Texas for close to a month now, traveling all over, being able to do all these different things, and he can do his business and make his $90,000 to $100,000 every month, no matter where he is. So if you're telling me that it's just a little bit of work and a little bit of vision, and it's doing a little bit of Herbalife every single day, and we ask you, is it worth it? And people are like, no, it's not fun. You know what? You have to think Herbalife is a job. Let's just look at it as if Herbalife is a job, and compare your job that you have now, or compare your job that you did have to Herbalife, and look at the upside. And let's just take fun out of the equation, because if your only reason for staying in Herbalife is fun, sometimes it's not fun, because sometimes it's stressful. But sometimes your job is stressful too, right? Sometimes going to work every day, you don't want to do that. But you do it because you have to make money. You have to earn income. You have to live. So if you look at Herbalife the same way, I got to show up every day, no matter what, even if it's not fun. Because the payout at the end of Herbalife is a lot better than anybody's job. I don't have anybody that I know personally that makes over $20,000 a month that ain't in Herbalife. I don't know if any of you guys have rich friends, but none of my friends are making money that the money that I'm making a month. It's just at the global expansion team level. I have friends like Will Davis, millionaire team member in Austin. He just, every time I call him, he's on a flight going somewhere else. Every time I call him. You guys see Sheriff able to drop everything and go to Paris to be with his family. These are the things you get to do in Herbalife. If you're willing to put away, your feelings towards like everybody else. It's awesome that we get to be in this as a family, and it's awesome that, that we get to grow together, and everybody gets to kind of build relationships. But don't base your business upon how somebody else feels about you. Don't base your business off of the people that are, that are being negative. No matter what, no matter how somebody in, let's just say in the Team Urban Heroes, let's just say how, I don't care how they feel about me. They can talk bad about me. They can do whatever. And I'm not saying this happens. I'm just saying, for instance, somebody in there can not like me, and somebody could steal my client, and all these things can happen. I'm not going to leave the group. Why would I leave the group? 30K press team is in there. 20K press team is in there. Super's in there. Why would I leave? I don't care. Like, honestly, you have to get to a point to where you say, listen, I don't need anybody else to build my business. I just need my people. I just need me and my people. So it just got to be a thing to where you have such a gumption about yourself that you're like, no matter what, I'm going to make it. No matter if everybody on this screen goes away and doesn't, become members no more, you have to know that you're going to work as hard as you can and not depend on other people to build your business. But guess what happens when we get 10 people that want to do that? Then all of a sudden we have a pretty popping group. We have a popping community. Everybody's building together. But the thing, we hit roadblocks where people start feeling, catching feelings about you. It's people at work you don't like. I know you don't like Susie sitting over there in her cubicle thinking that she looks better than everybody else. I know you don't like it. But that's not going to make you quit your job. I know you don't like your boss who make you get coffee every morning. I know you don't like it. But that's not going to make you quit. So why would you quit this if just because people? Because how somebody else feels. So this is something that I pretty much tell myself, and I really, really have to make sure that I stick to it, because there are a lot of times where I sit around and I think to myself, man, like I can wake up tomorrow and nobody will be there. Y'all don't even know how it feels looking at the chat and I see, 4 people view a post and I'm like, oh, it's 35 people in here. Why only 3 people looked at it? Like, I don't even know how that makes sense to see a notification and you don't look at it. Do you just intentionally not look at it because it's that group? I don't know. Somebody gonna have to let me know. I'm in like a million different chats and I look at all of them. My thing doesn't have any red ones or twos by it. It says I got an unread message. I read everything. I may mute some groups because I don't want to hear everything all the time, but I look. You can at least see a little bubble at the bottom that I looked. So for me, it's just we have to build that culture back up. We have to have a sense of pride, each and one of us. We have to have a sense of pride. We have to implore some no matter what's. And this is what I was telling people about. And this is almost a subject matter for today. What's your no matter what? Do you have a no matter what? I mean, my no matter what's are pretty deep. I'm going to show up no matter what. I'm going to be on the calls no matter what. If I can, if I'm allowed, I'm going to speak up on the calls no matter what. If I go to an SDS, I'm going to make sure at some point in time I am either a part of the production or I'm on stage telling my story. I want to add value to as much things as possible, no matter what. That's my no matter what. That's one of my no matter what's. Another no matter what that I have is every day I'm going to do something to try and increase my business. I have different no matter what's, but do you have any that pertain to the business is what it is. I'm going to do 2,500 volume points no matter what. I'm going to not think about 2,500 and I'm going to shoot for 5,000 every single month. If I fall way short, that's okay. My goal was never to do the average. I don't want to be average. 2,500 is average. We know that. Like, I'm not saying, that's not a statement that I'm making, based upon my own, that's what the average is. That's the minimum. It's like a C. Going through college, getting all C's. My mom wasn't about that life. It's like just getting a C. You're okay. You're not exceptional, but you passed. You did what you had to do to get through it. And nobody's going to be mad at you for it because you did the minimum. But those who straight A students are the ones who excel. Those are your Sean Mortons and your Alexises and your Garen Joneses, the high volume people. Those are those people who say, no matter what, I'm going to do 2,500 volume points as fast as possible. Not I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get it done and out the way so I can worry about the rest of my month. Sometimes you struggle. I get it. I know. But there has to be a fine line between struggling and effort. Are you just not putting in the effort? I'm telling you, I don't know what it's like to not do 2,500 volume points. I may be at 1,500 volume points now, but it's like buckle down for 3 or 4 days and you'll generate a whole lot of activity. You have to have that. You cannot settle. We have to stop settling. Because guess what? Realize whatever you're doing, whatever mind state that you have, that's the mindset that your people are going to have when they come in. So you're going to have a whole bunch of people coming into your business, and either they're going to have a mindset of doing high volume or they're going to have a mindset of just settling for, whatever you guys settle for. So create the culture that you want to create for your organization now. I like seeing new people up, at top volume. I like seeing, Kylie over 1,000 volume points, several months in a row. I like seeing, Casey toward the top of the. I like seeing new people. What I don't like to see is people fall backwards. Y'all know in February we had 11 people in our organization that were active supervisors between 3 levels. We had 11. You know how many we had last month? Not including myself. We had 2. So we went from 11 active supervisors to 2 in a matter of like 6 or 7 months. And what that it just means to me is just a effort is gone. And we're not valuing ourselves enough. Like, how much do you value yourself? Are you just look at your volume right now and say, is that as much as I'm worth? Is that as much as my efforts were? We have to have these conversations. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody on here would love to do Herbalife full time. Love it. I do it full time. I'll tell you guys, there are a lot of amazing benefits to doing it full time. One being that I could be at home with my girls every day. Just talking to Anna about this. She was, telling me, how she wishes she could be at home. It ain't no point of wishing. We all have the opportunity. Every one of you on this call has the same opportunity as the next person. If somebody's doing more than you, that means they're just putting in more effort. And that's how I look at it. If Kylie and Orlando doing more volume than everybody in our group, that means they're doing more than me. They're putting in more effort. I can't be mad about it. Neither can anybody else, but you have to take it. That's what I used to do. I used to take that as fuel. Like, man, they out here getting it. I got to get it too. Because obviously there's no drought. It's not like it's not people out there that you didn't see today that had a little bit of extra hanging over their belt loop that you can help them get rid of that little 10-pound inner tube that they got right there. They need us. People need us. Some people only want to lose 10 pounds. Some people need their life changed. So all it is, and all we have to ask is effort. You don't have to go to STS and learn about all the products and learn the marketing plan, back and like you can just read it, off the back of your hand. It's good to know these things. But all you, at the end of the day, is just how bad do you want to change your life? And how willing are you to get rid of the excuses? Because there is an answer to every excuse. There is no excuse that doesn't have an answer or a solution. So, what I was thinking about and what I've been thinking about all day is just what are we willing to do as an organization to make sure that we all succeed? Most of us here are supervisors. And a lot of us have off days. I have a lot of off days. But what we can never lack is effort. I will never stop talking about that because that's what I realize is the biggest thing. I sit back and I think to myself all the time, like, man, how was Super Mario able to make it to President's team in 2 years? You guys want to know how he did it? You want to know the secret? I'll tell you anyways. He tried every day. Every single day. Never stopped taking his products. Never stopped drinking his shakes. Had events. He did something for his business every single day. And you can't tell me somebody can go from being homeless or not homeless, but on house arrest, out of jail, to being a world traveler making $24,000 a month. You can't sit here and tell me it ain't worth it to go through stuff for 2 years. You can't. No, it doesn't make any sense. People dream of the lifestyle that some of us, including myself, take advantage of sometimes. So we have to look at the opportunity for what it is. Paint a bigger picture for yourself. Take all your excuses, write them down, crumble them up, and throw them in the garbage. Whatever it is. Oh, I don't have enough time. Oh, I got the kids. Oh, I don't have any money right now. Don't never let Soup hear you ain't got no money. Because that's an hour-long conversation he's going to have about you having a business of your own and you have the option to make money. So that's never an excuse not having any money because you actually have a business to where you can you can pick up the phone right now, call 10 people and try to make $1. You can if you want to. So my thing, if you don't take away anything, it's about what is your no matter what? And how big is your vision? And at the end of the day, what are you willing to accept? Because I told y'all, the quote from last week, I always forget how it goes. No, what is it? What do you want to be when you give up? What do you want to be when you give up on your dreams? A lot of people are like, dang, I don't know. But a lot of people are, we know, most of our friends and family are giving up on their dreams to work jobs that they don't want to work. And here we are with the opportunity to change everything. And where some of us are sitting on our hands, some of us is out here grinding. I see a lot of people out here grinding. Keep in mind, this isn't just me talking to you guys. It's the recording and anybody who will ever see this. And in a general consensus, there are a lot of people who will take advantage of this opportunity to change their life. There are some people who will look at this and say, I didn't do a single thing today to change my business. I just kind of was watching football all day and drinking beer. I don't even do stuff like that no more. Y'all know I used to do that. Eat pizza, watch football, and drink Natty Light because I was broke. That's what I used to do on Sundays. Now that stuff isn't even attractive to me anymore. Now my mind is just a little bit different. And Natty Light's nasty. Beverage mix tastes a lot better. So I'd rather live that lifestyle, feel better about myself, be able to provide for my family. Y'all know what I did today? Y'all know the things I'm grateful for? I had to go grocery shopping. My babies ran out of like all their snacks because I don't know, it's two of them, so everything goes faster when it's two. And I had to buy more food for them. And I was like, let me just hit up a couple of people real quick and see if somebody needs to reorder. And and somebody was like, you know what, I do need some more shakes and da 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 da. So I made $100 in 10 minutes. I'm like, where else can you do that? Where else can I not have to go into my money that I got, saved, or money that I got that I don't want to spend, and just make some money to pay for something that I need? Same thing with bills. I got this gas bill, $60. Let me see who I can talk to who can pay my bill. We all have the option to retail our lives. Oh, you got the option to retail your life if you want to. I know Kylie and Orlando. I'm going to start calling y'all Kylando just because my upline do it, and it's all about duplication. So I bet you Kylando, when they retail groceries like they told me they used to do, it's like, realize it's money that you never had before, that it's like, okay, all of a sudden I got this new income and I don't have to worry about spending my paycheck on stuff I used to. Now I got more money. You know what more money means? A little bit happier. You're a little bit happier throughout your day when you got extra money. I was a little happier when I know I got to go spend $65, $70 at the grocery store and I just made $100. So I didn't lose anything. I was just walking away at the end of the day with some extra money in my pocket. That's not a bad job. So it just, I don't know, there's so much stuff to say, but at the end of the day, it's not anything to say, because we already have been given we've been given the best opportunity that I've ever heard of in my life. So my thing is, I want to know, I want to see somewhere, tag me in something, talking about your no matter what. What is your no matter what? Think about it. What are you going to do no matter what? And what is your vision for yourself in December of 2016? Where do you see yourself? Are you still in the business? I know some people, they tell me that they're in it for life. I know. Then I don't see them again for the rest of my life. Funny how that works. But I ain't going nowhere. Y'all gonna see me forever. I don't feel there's any reason that people gonna need to get in shape forever. And I think the beautiful thing for me is I get to learn from some amazing people, including you guys, including a lot of you. I get to learn from you all, but we all get to learn together. We all get to grow together. And then we get to go to Extravaganza next year with 50 people. Who knows? We want to increase it. Last year was pretty good. But I want you all to stay in touch with why you're doing this, because that's going to make your no matter what so much better. Look at your volume right now. When we get off this call, go look at your volume and ask yourself, are you satisfied? And if you're not, get on the phone, get on your Facebook Messenger, get on your Twitter, get on your Instagram, whatever it is, hit up some random people. And if you don't know nobody, just get in your car, go to whatever store is open, and wear a tank top that's tight and shows a little bit of muscles, and just let somebody look at you and just say, hey, how you doing? I got this lift off. I don't know why I'm at the store right now, but I got this lift off, and I have so much energy, and I just wanted to come to the store. They're going to think you're weird. Give them a lift off. And they're going to be the same way. Listen, you can lift off your way to President's team if you want to. Lift off is that instant. They put it in there and see the fizzle, and they drink it, and it's automatic. Whatever it is, get creative. Do something tonight to help your business. Something. We should all want to get into a habit of me, what I'm trying to hold myself to, and I'm not going to tell anybody else to do it. I want my volume to move, even if it's a half a volume point. I don't know how you can get half a volume point, but even if it's half a volume point, I want it to move every day. I think that's like a shaker cup, like a third of a volume point or something like that. No matter what it is, I want my volume to move every day. You know what that means? Garen calls it your business is open every day. The day your volume doesn't move means your store didn't make any money. And how long do you think your store can survive without making any money? Oops, Walmart didn't have a single person buy nothing today. They can't probably last one day without having somebody buy something. So we have to act the same way. So that's my 43-minute rant about why I love Herbalife. And I want to always leave the last 15, 20 minutes to anybody if anybody had anything to say. Not necessarily about the call in general in itself, but just, if you had anything to say to us, any questions, any comments, concerns, statements, anything like that, that's what this time is for. So the floor is open if anybody has anything they want to share or ask.
I can say that I went to the STS, and I just started, and I started it because I had problems when I got back from Afghanistan in 2012, and I ignored all those problems. I talked to Orlando one night when I seen him at a bar for like 3 hours, and I was like, I listened to him, and I didn't believe him. And then I was like, one day I was like, man, I see him what he's doing every day on Facebook. Every day on Facebook, I see him. And then I was like, I have to ask him what's going on. I knew I needed to change. I just started about 2 months ago doing it on an everyday occurrence. And since then, I've changed my life like 180 degrees. And today I just got back from STS, went to a birthday party, seen 3 friends, and they're like, Alex, what is going on with you? We don't see the same stuff on Facebook that we used to see, all the negativity. And I'm like, I changed my life. I changed everything that was negative in my life, and I put positive in my life. So one of them was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I said, I'm doing Herbalife. I said, if you want, I said, I can invite you to a shake party when we have a next one, and you can hear about it. And all they said was, I'm in. Let me know when it is. They said if I can't make it, I'll do an individual one-on-one day with you just so I know what it's like. And until I went to the STS, honestly, I was like, okay, I got what Orlando does, but now I get it. And it gave me the energy to go, you know what? I'm at a bar for a birthday party. I'm not even drinking. And people just keep asking me how I have energy and how am I so happy. I'm like, why not be? So I just took my tabs before I got here, took a lift off, enjoying life. Got two people who already gave me their numbers now saying, let me know when the next shake party is.
Boom.
Didn't even know people. After FCS, I believe it. I can't say it's not true because it happened.
Man.
I'm a believer. I don't know how I couldn't be a believer. And now my friends are seeing the results, and they want to know how I'm getting the results. And I see how Herbalife uses the stories to sell the product, not you retailing it and trying to sell a product for them to believe it. Your story is to believe. You only need 45 seconds. I mean, I became a senior consultant in a few days by just helping my mom and myself out. And I know some people go, that doesn't help out, but to me it did, because now that I help myself, I already have people who are like, well, can you help me? And I think it's all about help. If you help yourself, you're going to be able to help other people. Other people are going to see what you're doing for yourself. The products will sell itself with you.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate that share. And that's what I was telling you guys about. You don't have to know about, I guarantee you ask him about some in-depth Herbalife question. He may not know, but all he knows is he changed his life and he's excited about it, and he's changing his mom's life and he needs to change some more people's lives. That's all that it is about. It's about how excited you are. People feel your vibrations. If you're negative, they're not going to say nothing to you. But if you walk around happy and proud because your life is different, and you walk around happy and proud because you know that you have something that works and that you change somebody's life, people are by default are going to flock towards you. And you keep up that excitement because you can change an entire nation. We can all do it together because everybody needs that kind of excitement. So I appreciate the share. Definitely do. Great one. Anybody else with anything?
I was going to say that tomorrow is the last day of our 21-day challenge, and so we're pretty excited. 90 pounds of about 15 or so people that their goal was weight loss, that over 90 pounds, so we're pretty excited about that.
Trust me, I see it all on Orlando's 100-minute stories on Snapchat. I don't even use Snapchat like that. I gotta start getting on it. But I know every time I go that a person who's like the first 3 people is going to be Orlando, and I click on it. I'm just like clicking through the story. But it's all good. You guys did amazing with your challenge. I'm glad it went so well for you.
Yes.
Anybody else with anything?
I do.
Is this Mariah?
Hi guys, Mariah.
Hey, Mariah.
Hey, okay. I got on the call kind of late, but anyway, 2 things I kind of heard you say was not enough effort and value. So with the not enough effort, I obviously have a confession. It's like I haven't been doing that, but there seriously isn't like not a day I don't go by that goes by that I don't think of Herbalife. So one thing that I've even wrote down, especially with my tools and from the STS and stuff, was to take action, like no matter what. So, and I kind of feel like I got my like aha moment at the STS. And then, because one thing he talked about was value, and that's another thing you just brought up. And honestly, I've been stuck, especially with these jobs and everything. And I've been switching. I've literally been through like 5 jobs in the last like month or so. But that's because I haven't been feeling valued. And one thing he said he talked about was like minimum wage, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not about that life. So I don't know. I just like all this stuff is just like, dude, you need to get to work. And I mean, I've probably heard all this stuff before, but I'm literally about that life. Like, I wrote down so much stuff, and I'm ready to just get to work. And one thing, because I'm not gonna be able to post after this, but one of my no matter what's was, before I even said it, was more volume, to have volume every day. So you will be seeing that volume go up every day from now on, here on out. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Fire me up then. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody just excited. And then the thing is, like she said, the information is almost the same that you hear. You kind of hear the same stuff. But it all depends on where your head is and if you're ready to accept it or not. And when you're going to hear something, you heard it 50,000 times, and all of a sudden, dang, he said talk to people. Okay, I'm going to go talk to people. Knowing you've heard that since the day you joined the business, but it just clicks at certain times. So I definitely look forward to the transitions that Mariah is going to be making. That's pretty awesome. Anybody else with anything? Y'all was dancing. I just heard that song. Okay, so if nobody has anything, what I will leave you all with is, at the end of the day, vision the life that you want you and your family to live. If you don't have a family now, you know, and just to make that, you know, the vision of how you want to live. Everybody, we did it when we were kids. When we were kids, when we were 2 and 3 years old, we had a vision for the life that we wanted. And nothing was really there to tell us that we couldn't do it. When we grew up and life kind of happened, and everybody kind of feels like, you know, that kind of lifestyle is reserved for the rich. But we all need to understand that we're all blessed with this golden opportunity to change our lives. We all got to understand that we're blessed with the opportunity each and every day to wake up and make enough money to where we're happy every day. You know, we all talk about money, and we know money isn't everything, but not having it is the same. So, you know, let's make sure that what are you guys laughing at? There's 3 of y'all laughing at the same time. Something that y'all like. Polar is in a polar nap, polar coma. And don't put them on. Don't blast them on Snapchat, cause it's not a good look. But no, for real, bro. Just everybody just to realize the opportunity that we have. A lot of us are young, and a lot of us don't realize what we have in front of us, and we're gonna miss it when it's gone. If it, you know, for me, it's never gonna go anywhere, and I hope for you it's the same way. But don't let the opportunity pass you by. Get your no matter what. Stick to your no matter what. Stay with the family, because we all, like Garen would tell you a million times, flowers that grow in bunches grow a lot faster. You don't walk in a garden and see flowers planted and there's one flower over here, one flower over there. They grow in bunches. So we have to stay together. So I'm going to unmute everybody and stop this recording.